You're stressing me out, dog. Hell, bitch, come on, get on it, bastard. Alrighty. Morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Sure as hell ain't. It's 7:25 in the morning, West Coast time for the 27th of February, 2026. Weaver John C. of Roseman, California. You know, the schmuck that does the diary of a Griever named John Weaver. Some luck with my phone, but not much. I still need to get it in, regardless, whatever happens today. And getting on to political crap, shall we talk about certain politicians or a pain in the ass? And about a culture and an era that's gone bye-bye to hell. That being mentioned, guys, how many old farts out there? You know, practically in your 60s and 70s and 80s. Remember the good old days of the space program, where we actually had NASA engineers and we actually had companies across the United States who fought like hell to get a political dream going and landed men on the moon. Took them nearly a decade of research, of experimentation, of failure left and right, but a determined drive to succeed in President John F. Kennedy's choice of beating the Russians and putting us on top of the space race during those days. Well, Russians beat us with a space station. We got Skylab out there. And then we had the ambition of getting a space shuttle transport going, to which the Russians stole our data and copied it. They flew it once, and then they couldn't do it because the Russian economy collapsed on them. So they no longer had the funding to continue on with their space shuttle program. However, we did for 30 years. And yes, we did run into financial situations where we had to shut it down. But in that 30 glorious years, we did stuff. We had tragedy, but we had triumphs. And we had built an international space station. What the hell did they do? Became part of our taxi, especially when we couldn't get the shuttle system going because of cancellations. But at least we had something going. Now we're totally dependent upon commercial. We're dependent upon kindness of strangers for getting people up there and back to the International Space Station. But with NASA's ambitious nature right now, or lack of it, they want to get a lander on the moon. I'm not even lying awake, you guys. Basically, what we're dealing with is maybe another copy of the Apollo space program to a point, and the point is getting somebody on the lunar lander, on the surface, not just for publicity, but this time trying to establish a base. And they're using different fuels and different engine technologies to do so. Maybe they should be cautious in this one. Because I remember that we had lost people in the Apollo 1 when we didn't do the safety checks, and they weren't doing enough safety checks in the private company. It was bad enough losing test pilots back in the 60s when environmental things happen, engine problems happen to the D-38 stringers, and they had issues with them. But after Apollo 1, we didn't lose anybody else during the program. We didn't lose anybody in Mercury. We didn't lose anybody in Gemini. And the thing is, when you're in the NASA culture and you're part of that team. Flight controllers, they want to say, go. Yeah, they'll say go. They got go fever. They want, and they want to see and expect miracles to happen in front of them, and they want it that badly. And we screwed. With the technology that Boeing had, they're still trying to find out what the hell happened. And right now, we're on hold for another few more years for Artemis 3. Now, Artemis 2 is still going through mechanical difficulties with their helium. And if it can be done, if it can be reached, if they can actually get it fixed, they're going to send 4 tourists. That's all they are, tourists. They're not going to be doing any more surveys. They're not going to be mapping the moon. They're not going to be mapping any more landing spots. They're simply going to go do a go-around. Well, we already had an unmanned ship doing a go-around on it. And they modified it for human. And because of the engine issues they have this time, they're not taking any chances. They're not going to blow them. They're not going to have that damn thing blow up on pad and cost the lives of 4 more. And then again, when you're dealing with space travel, you are gambling with your life. The challenges that await, the challenges that face, and challenges that scare us. But this is what we do. This is what we're going to have. This is what's going to happen. Now, do they have go fever? I hope so. Because we damn near lost a space race the first time while we did Apollo 1. A tragedy, I would call it. But we had to wait for about a year and a half to finally get the reports of saying what the hell happened to it before we busted our ass. Well, we had the entire country. We had major corporations doing this grandiose scheme. And everybody was on go fever during that time. We are not on go fever. We are not on go fever. We have an administration that is hostile to anybody and everybody. They're attacking everybody and anybody. They even attack the women's hockey team. They even made sarcastic, sexist jokes on camera, on film, recorded, when the U.S. men's hockey team hosted Kash Patel, and they had the phone call with the gas bag in office. I will not call him the president. I call him gas bag. Or better yet, trash bag. Because all he talks is trash. That's all he talks and says. So for right now, I don't deal with him as much. But he put negativity in the light of the U.S. Olympic team for both men and women, to put them in a bad light. The men, well, they went over to the president and kissed his ass and kissed his ring. The women told President Trump and the rest of the team to fuck themselves, basically. I don't hold back with the language on some occasions. And this is one of those things. This is one of those things. He insulted the women who busted their ass. And he kept insulting people left and right in the State of the Union. And he still does right now. So, I got no respect for the son of a bitch. It turns out that for the rotation in the Security Council of the United Nations, the United States is up for about a month. And now we got Melania Trump. Melania Trump to be the U.S. delegation. And they had for the United Nations Security Council. As if it couldn't be more fucked up right now as it is. And we have a worse reputation. Currently, I am seeing that on top of the one of the buildings of the Congress that they use for interviews and stuff, that the Republicans in this committee are about to interrogate Bill Clinton. They're smiling their heads off, and they're going to have fun with Bill Clinton because he had more contact, according to people, what they're talking about, with the Epstein. And he's mentioned more in the Epstein file, so they're going to tear him apart. Yesterday, they tried Hillary Clinton, and she basically told him to go to hell. She gave him the proverbial finger. Democrats weren't allowed, but only the Republicans, because they wanted their flesh. And she kept telling them to go fuck themselves. They even brought in Pizzagate and alien conspiracies. This shows you how low the Republican Party is not ashamed of going, and even lower than that. I think they're going to make another level of hell pretty shortly. Now, as for me personally, I've got wound care to take care of. We'll leave Madam Plus Budget here home. What happened last night, around 6 o'clock, around 5 or 6 o'clock in Roseman, California, right by United Park Apartments on United and Roseman, we had an Edison crew doing a pole replacement. It took them about up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning before I tried to get any sleep until she already had connection fixed and had to take care of her stuff. And then I tried to sleep for a couple hours and barely managed an hour. So I am not running on caffeine just yet. But I have it. I have it. Are we having fun yet? I'm not. That being said, guys, trying to get my computer to work here.